debate. Bernie and Trump. Charity debate. Young Turks say they got $1 million on it.
The Tyrant King of Queens versus the Brawler from Brooklyn. Let's get the WrestleMania titles going. Let's do it.
I love it. So, I mean, one, it's fascinating, right? Hillary Clinton refused, once again, she's refusing to debate Bernie Sanders. Back in February, where there was all the brouhaha over more debates before O'Malley, right, basically the week O'Malley dropped out, they agreed to add 4 more debates in, a debate a month. That was when MSNBC tried to throw in that extra debate ahead of New Hampshire when, because, Hillary was down. Then all of a sudden they had to negotiate because that was a debate and it wasn't sanctioned by the DNC. So they had to go through with getting that one sanctioned, and then they were to add 4 in. So, 3 more in addition to that one. So there was the one that was happening in Flint. Then she didn't want to debate in New York, but they finally had the debate in New York. And now there was supposed to be another debate ahead of, the June primaries. And she has refused because she's a nominee. She doesn't need to debate him. She's already won in her mind. Never mind the fact that Bill and other people, Dolores Huerta and others, are out in California stumping for her. But she's already won. So she doesn't want to debate him. She has no desire. So Trump throws it out there, and there's been conflicting reports all day, but it seems like they're actually talking seriously about a Trump-Bernie. The campaigns are actually talking. You have your various Democrat loyalists who are upset at the possibility of Bernie Sanders debating Donald Trump because it legitimizes him. If he's the presumptive nominee, why shouldn't Bernie? I mean, what is there actually a case for Bernie Sanders not to debate him?
Yeah, I think there's a case. And it's not from Bernie Sanders' perspective, it's from Hillary Clinton's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
If there is a situation where Bernie Sanders is debating Donald Trump and she's left out, it almost seems weird that the presumptive nominee isn't participating in the debate. But if she were to get in there, odds are she wouldn't do very well when you see how close she is to Donald Trump and how far away Sanders is from both of them. She doesn't want that spread to be as visible as it would be if she was on stage with both of them at the same time. And she's already started to backtrack on the progressive cloak that she put on for the primary. She's already starting to backtrack from those positions. I think when she did climate change, she already said, well, we're taking climate change, we're taking that whole initiative. We got no legislation on that. We're taking that all off, and we're not going to do anything about it. But supposedly she's progressive and understands that climate change is a big issue and we have to do something.
Also,
it's just all over the place.
The other topic you mentioned we might talk about tonight if we have time is that one of the people I know in the campaign talked about this is the possibility that they knew the IG report was coming out ahead of time, so they were never going into any debate at any point or in the next recent in recent like going forward in the next couple of weeks. If there's a debate, they're not accepting it, and when the Clintons stick to a script, they stick with it. So the thing about Bernie is that because it's so much of it is run by him himself, he can be unpredictable and just say, I'll do this debate with Trump. Like, you can imagine if Clinton was if the shoe was on the other foot with Clinton, and there was a possibility to debate with Clinton before the general election, this would never happen because they're too slow to react to things like this. Bernie's Twitter responded within minutes of the question being asked on Jimmy Kimmel, and then when he said when they said, okay, maybe for charity, they already had a response. Like, whatever they had to do, they were willing to just go back and forth with Trump to do this. Meanwhile, the Clintons have to worry about.
It's like BET during the Billboard Awards already had its Prince tweet ready to go. Like, yeah, we saw that. We got you. Yeah, Bernie's team is definitely Bernie's Twitter team. Shout out to the Twitter folks who run Bernie's account. They're on it. I mean, you're right, because as soon as I saw Game On, I said, wait a minute, because I saw it on I saw someone had shared it to Facebook, and I had to look because people share tweets all the time that aren't real. I had to go look at the timeline, and I'm like, wait a minute, what happened? Game On, and then because there have been several tweets actually. There's another one today about the real Donald Trump. He tweeted him today, so I'm glad that we're talking about debating. I think when you're talking about who, especially going into California, not just going into California, but going into the convention, who is the stronger candidate for, the fall, for the general election? if Bernie Sanders could come out like he did in Miami, the Miami debate, that was a very strong debate on his behalf. And I think that if he's doing some debate prep, hint, hint, if anybody affiliated with the campaign is paying attention, he needs to do some serious debate prep. None of that playing around like with the New York debate, because this is serious. If this does actually happen, this is very telling. And I don't really care about Hillary Clinton, her campaign's tears over this.
The
Someone
establishment
said
tears.
earlier that he shouldn't. No one should debate Trump until they are the nominee. Why? What rule is there? What's going to happen to Bernie Sanders if he doesn't? If it's not a sanctioned debate, they won't let him participate in any more debates. Well, guess what? There are no more. Because why? Hillary's refusing to participate in the last DNC sanctioned approved debate. So no, she has abdicated any right to complain.
And Bernie wanted to do this a
think,
year
Richard?
ago. Bernie wanted to debate Republicans on the side last summer. He was all for this.
Yes.
And all the missteps he's had in the debates, I have noticed he has gotten better. He has his debate skill when he knows the issues he wants to talk about, he gets on a lot more than he did like the CNN one back in October. He's gotten a lot better,